And we are live here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name is Tony Vicinda. I'm Chief Alchemist here at Plus One EXP, which is a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. Our hope and desire is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. I cannot go up and down stairs right before I say all that. It is very hard.
Should have drank your juice.
It's worth it. Yeah, I'll just take a long pause and pretend. I'll actually just pretend to drink juice while actually just breathing deeply, and no one will notice.
That juice does not look like a natural juice color. That's sugar water, isn't it? Don't even lie.
No, this is.
I think that was a fruit punch.
Simply fruit punch. So it is. It is also. Yeah, there is water in here. There is sugar in here. I mean, the first two ingredients are pure filtered water and cane sugar, but after that, there's pineapple, cherry, cranberry.
So it's sugar water. We got you.
Yeah, it's sugar water.
Lemon juice for tartness,
sugar
cherry
water,
puree, and natural flavors. Thanks, Simply, for sponsoring this. Can't wait to try your new spiked beverages here on stream. But today we are playing the Sun King's Palace by John Bat's Battle. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Sun King's Palace?
Yeah, so the Sun King's Palace, which I have right here in my hand, is a mega dungeon that I've been working on for several years, kind of off and on, and have finally got it to a state that I feel like it's complete. which I feel like anybody else who creates things is probably the hardest thing to decide. It's like it's done now. But it is like I said, a mega dungeon. It's full of mostly like weird people to talk to, so that I can, pretend to be those people and make it really funny and weird. And beyond that, there is some combat, but it's mostly me talking and being depressed. Beyond that, though, I know last session, if anybody was there, you got to see some of that. So the dungeon is basically that, but for like 94 rooms. So if you enjoyed that, you will enjoy the rest of the dungeon as well.
Yeah. I'll give everybody a little bit of a sense of the scale of the dungeon as soon as I was zoomed in, so I got to zoom us out. But while I'm doing that, let's meet some of our other players and some of our other characters. If you were here yesterday, just say who you are, but then tell us a little bit about your character. And then for Marc, we'll let you do a full introduction after we all go. Let's start with you, Kegan. Tell us a little bit about who you are, but tell us mostly about your character.
Yeah, I'm Kegan AXE. I'm a game designer. Yeah, I'm playing Ezra. I'm the world's most powerful wizard, but I'm also currently a rabbit.
On purpose this time, though.
On purpose this time.
Yeah. Awesome. And if we want to talk about a little bit about who's better than Ezra, we'll hop right over to Max.
Fuck you.
Why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and where they can
I'm using the one.
Tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, I'm Max, also game designer. I'm playing Borba, who is the new world's best wizard. And now, I guess, because of some developments of yesterday, actually is like multi-classing across like three classes. It's great. We're doing great.
Awesome. We are using our house system. Down we go. So yeah, we picked up like a level yesterday, and got up to shenanigans. I do love that I don't think we have any healing magic left in the group. Explicitly, which is great. And I used my bandages, so hopefully y'all have some other useful stuff in your pockets. We got magic items. Who needs to get healed? We're just talking our way through this dungeon. And then last but not least, actually, my character we met yesterday is Thrag Ironhammer, big burly person who looked into the eyes of a snake and can now make weird snakes pop out of things and bite them, sometimes himself. It's weird. I got a lot of fun things in my pockets, including I got a flask of gas, and I've got a flask of world snake venom in my other one. I also sometimes can make my tongue burn away, and everybody forgets what was said except for me, which is super enjoyable. Let's hear a little bit about Marc. Why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, where they can find you online, but tell us a little bit about your. Actually, we'll introduce your character whenever Bat says your character shows up, but tell us a little bit about who you are.
Hey, I'm Marc, or Marcus, depending on, I guess, how I feel during that day. Today, I don't care. Use either. I am online at itch.io, and I make a bunch of games on there. I write mostly stuff. I have, like, mainly a bunch of hacks of 2400, and one of them is I have a hack of Down We Go as well. One of my games, I wanted to make like a Souls-like game, and I don't really play those. Everyone was making Souls-like games though, but so I was like, what would I do? I guess I did a Souls-like dating sim. It's like kind of a weird futuristic setting, kind of like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So it's called Dating Souls. You can check it out. And yeah, I just make weird games like that, mostly sci-fi and like romance kind of stuff. And and I also just finished my first Kickstarter. I just got the box of all the books, and I am doing all of the shipping myself, which I don't recommend, but it's been super fun.
Awesome.
And yeah, I guess that's me.
Sweet. We had a safety conversation full on stream yesterday. We also talk about safety live anytime before we go live. We did that to get Marc all caught up today, but we do have the X card as well as lines, veils, and an open door policy in play. If you want to hear our conversation about that, you can go back and watch part 1, which if you're watching this and not watching part 1, welcome. We're glad to have you, but I'm going to hand things over to Bats to take us into the Sun King's Palace.
Yeah, so I'll just do a brief recap of the last session, like super brief. Everybody woke up in prison. They escaped by answering a riddle. They released a dog, turned that dog into a bunny rabbit, and then cloned that bunny rabbit. They talked to a injured Death Knight who was very unhelpful, but also very annoying. And then they talked to a depressed wizard and learned some either magic abilities or spells. And then they talked to a world snake and leveled up and broke into the tomb of the King's Bard and found some magic items, which leads us to where we are right now, which is at the precipice of a combat as this massive distorted hand has come out of this magical doorway, I suppose, that they had drawn on the floor and opened into a previous part of the dungeon. So let's go ahead and have somebody roll for initiative before we decide what's happening next.
I got a 6.
Wonderful. So you all will be going first, which is perfect because as the hand comes up, it is going to gloriously come down and smash on top of Jimmy's character. But instead of it like crushing Jimmy, like because like I said, these distortions seem like more like static, sort of like the CRT television static that is kind of manifesting in this in the abyss. It smashes him, but you can also see him kind of go through it, and the static like warps him and affects him and essentially blinks him out of existence and replaces him with somebody else that's in this dungeon. And that person is Marc's character, if you would like to introduce your character, who has just been warped into this strange room you probably haven't been in before, surrounded by these interesting individuals.
Perfect. So he is Radnum, a decrepit, raggedy man with a long leather black coat covered in chalk runes, which is weird because he doesn't know any spells. He has what should be a sword, but it's been shattered in half, so it's just knife length because he's a sneaky character. And so Radnum ended up here because he's absolutely sure that Aberdeen is his grandmother. But you shouldn't tell people that a deity that they care about is related to you, because they will either it's either something they don't want people to know and they'll lock you up, or it's not true and it's heresy and they'll lock you up. So that's why he ended up here.
Funny enough, that's why everybody else seems to be here too, is that they know something about Aberdeen that they either don't remember or their brains have forced them to forget. So maybe they're related in some way.
Hey, I don't know who you are. I'm glad you're here. You're glad you weren't here a minute ago when that hand slammed down, though.
Such a better instinct than me being like, push it through the door and close it.
With that introduction, though, it is y'all's turn. You can decide which order you'd like to go. And then after you get a turn, the big hand gets to go. And you saw what it did to Jimmy, so...
we gotta close that door.
I'm going to say hit it, but don't let it hit you. That's me activating tactics once again. Giving everyone a +1 to hit.
Well, Borba, you're now the most powerful wizard. Would you like to?
I also lost my stabbing knife, so I have limited. I am fully committed to the wizard life now.
Mm-hmm. You didn't lose it. It's just up there on top of the coffin.
Yeah, it's just stuck in gold. And also, that clarification that you put in chat. So abilities can just get used once, like a level per day, right? That's the jam.
Level. Mm-hmm. So, and a day is different than a session. We have not.
Yes.
We have not slept.
Yeah.
And so, you can each use ability level times per day.
Okay.
So you have multiple uses of each one, but your background ability is only usable once per session. So those.
Okay, I
was
like, I'm a level 4 mystic. I use each ability 4 times a
Correct.
day. Okay, cool. I have infinite spell slot.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast a smite on this thing and see what
Okay.
happens. So we see like some snakes rip out of the ground, and I think one whips out of my hand also too, because it's just weird and creepy and I hate it. And bite at this thing.
Sweet. And smite does 3
Three
damage,
three
right?
holy damage. depending on
3 holy
damage.
damage. Awesome. Yeah, the snakes, as you say, they grow out and they attack, and it seems that even though this thing maybe is a bit, transparent, the opacity has been lowered on it. The snakes and the magic still has an effect over it, and it seems wounded, but not dead.
So,
Right.
so you're not going to cast a spell, Borba.
That's what I got.
Listen, I cast my one spell. I'm new and tired. Leave me be.
You're tired. My legs are this long.
Then I'll backstab something.
So yeah, you want to run up to the hand and give it your broken sword.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. How much does backstab do?
It's level hit, so 3.
3. Awesome. So you run up and your sword, you feel as you stab into it, it's almost like stabbing through water. There is like some resistance, and when you pull the blade out, some static kind of sprays out. And I need you to make a. It'll probably be pretty easy for you because it'll be a sneaky saving throw.
Perfect.
As this static kind of lashes out from the wound.
Enters the scene, instantly dies.
Man, that guy was weird. Can't wait to see who we run into next.
Glad he took care of that hand, but also R.I.P. I guess.
I feel like I didn't even know him.
It's D20 plus your ability.
Plus
Yeah.
your sneaky score, yeah.
I still didn't. I got 8, so no.
Okay, so the static hits you as it does, and it feels very much like little bits of electricity are kind of like pinging on your body, and sort of knocked out of your back is a distorted copy of you that sort of falls out, and you see it sort of glitching in place, and then it also holds up like a glitchy, broken sword as well.
Immediate backup characters.
Oh no.
I just go pale white and just freeze and say, I knew it. I had a dream about this room. I knew this would all happen. All of you are going to die. You shouldn't have come here. Probably me too, though.
I mean, we didn't really have a choice, but I feel like we can get into this later. I'm gonna cast Pain Bolt on the. Ooh, do I want to hit the clone or the hand? I'm gonna hit the clone just because I don't trust whatever's happening here.
Okay.
So inflict 4 hits against it.
4 hits. Yeah, you completely eviscerate the clone. It does not seem nearly as well put together as this massive hand, and the static just disperses into like these sparks that spray kind of behind Marc's character.
Is there anything about that I could potentially pick up to hit the hand with? That isn't
Yeah, there's probably some like decorative like candelabras or like
yeah.
maybe a fake rod you can pull off the wall or something.
I will pick up a stabbing candelabra and
Go for it.
Kegan, do you want me to not stab it?
No, I was gonna say I have I do currently have a rabbit-sized sword on me. If you want like a letter opener-sized weapon.
I'm small. It could work. Well, I rolled a 2, so me and the candelabra are not, in fact,
Plus
not
one.
friends.
Plus one.
So 3, that's technically
It's technically a 5, but yes, I don't think it's getting there.
surprisingly, not enough. And for my sake, because I think it'll be funny, go ahead and make a saving throw.
Yeah. Let's not roll a 2.
Sneaky saving
throw. 16.
Okay, so yeah, you swing and you kind of hit it, but you can feel almost like it perfectly phased itself, so you pass right through. But when the static sort of sprays out of it, trying to get you and sort of make this distorted copy of you, you're able to kind of tuck and roll out of the way without a problem. But I believe everybody has taken their turn now, and the giant hand gets to make a decision about who to attack. Since the giant hand isn't like this intelligent creature that is like, a tactician or anything like that, I'm just going to have you each roll a d6, and whoever rolls the lowest will be the one it targets.
I got a 5.
Can I menace it? I mean, I'm happy to just take that hit. I also rolled a
If
1.
you want to.
I also rolled a 1, but I'm glad I pretended like I was generous before I said that out loud. Yeah,
I'm doing this on purpose.
I did some damage to it. I'm kind of making my way up front of my smaller compatriots.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, go ahead and make your defensive roll as it tries to do the same thing it did to Jimmy and slam the big palm down onto you.
I rolled a 10. I'm gonna guess that's not enough, so I'm gonna use my parry ability to re-roll that, and that's gonna be a 14
total.
Okay.
Yeah. You see it coming down, and maybe you even get to picture like in your head, like, oh god, I'm about to get teleported somewhere. What's happening? Before your training kicks in, and you're able to just like sidestep and just barely miss the hand as it slams down onto the ground next to you. The static sort of making your hair stand on end. If your character has hair,
My character has close cropped hair, so I can feel it, but nobody else notices.
Is anybody else seeing this? No. And with that, it's back to y'all. Nobody was removed from this room this time.
I'm gonna bring my giant iron hammer down on this thing's pinky finger.
Go for it.
That is a 24 all day.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. How is that? Just 1 damage?
It's just 1 damage because that's how it works, and down we go.
Awesome. It's looking pretty bad now. It's getting close. You can kind of see the hand. It's not breathing, but it looks like it is. Like it's like heaving heavier than it was.
We've all fought the master hand. We know what it does.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
HP,
like Super Smash Brothers. Yeah.
Oh no, that means we have Crazy Hand next.
So that was Tony. Who would like to go next?
I'll finish it off. And I'm just cast Pain Bolt again and do another 4 damage.
4? Yeah. So what does your Pain Bolt look like?
I think this is a lot of stage magic-y nonsense. So just like a big puff of smoke. We see some birds fly out of the hand.
Lovely. Yeah. So the big puff of smoke, birds fly out, and the hand like cartoonishly is like now limp on the ground with little, Looney Tune birds flying around one of the fingers. As the hand has been dispatched, the door still remains open because that wasn't really, attached to the creature. But the hand is now sort of sitting there, slowly fizzling out of existence from that pain bolt.
I think we should just move.
I want to
Also, maybe close the door.
Yeah, I want to scoop some of that fizzling out static up in a jar so bad, but I don't have one right now.
Is there still a static copy of me behind me?
No, that was Kegan's character blew that up.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Okay, thank God.
How's it going?
All right. This is looking up. You know what? Only 2 of you will die. Actually, it'll probably be me and then 1 more person. So we'll be good.
I've seen the future and I'm fine.
Are you? You're not Zermac.
Maybe in a past life I was.
Well, I mean, Zermac was standing here right before you were here.
Oh, then no, definitely not.
Wait, does that mean I'm gonna die?
I mean, so here's the deal, right?
It's like a
So
50-50 chance, right?
Thrag could die, just not from an iron bar. But yeah, it seems like 50-50 chances it's you or Thrag.
And the more iron bars you play, the more that tilts towards you.
What
Yeah.
if the future you saw was actually only the future of the greatest wizard alive. Now me.
I'm sorry, did you cast a single spell?
Yeah. I also cloned the dog rabbits. Never forget my crowning achievement.
As you look around and see a ton of dog rabbits hopping around us.
Whoa.
6 of them exactly.
Yeah, 6.
So we can either go through this door back to the jail cells, or we can keep on going back down this alternate path to what led us up here. I say alternate path. Let's close this door.
Yeah, let's close
we
this
got to go find
Yeah.
the iron bar, right? Oh wait, do you have goals in this place? We have our goals. Do you have your own goals? What's your quest
We
list
got a
look
full
like?
quest log here.
Well, the truth is, I ended up here not of my own volition. Well, when I was a younger man, I had aspirations of dungeoneering, but couldn't quite break in. I had a rewardless internship once, but that was about it. So I went back to farming. Never really did any traveling down through dungeons or quests or anything of that sort. And I spent years with my family until I realized in a dream my grandmother is here somewhere. You may have heard of her, in fact. The queen of the Sphinx. I think so. Actually, I can talk to her right now. Grandma, I'm going to use my ability. Divination.
Oh my
Oh. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
See if I can
Okay.
speak to the ghost of my grandma, or if she's
Did you just
here, I
put
don't know.
1 point in holy and take divination
Yes.
to talk to your
Exactly.
grandma?
And my deity is my grandma.
When you say grandma, stepping out from what would be the door on your left as you came in from room 60, steps out what the rest of you recognize as the lady who freed you from the prisons.
For
and
no reason whatsoever.
she steps out and she honestly she looks around like a little confused, and then she looks back through the door she came through and she's like, how
You again.
I wasn't coming here, but I did one
Thought
of
you'd
you
check
do
up and see
this?
how our quest log was doing.
Quest. I don't understand what that means.
It was I who called to you. Welcome. It is me, your grandson. I remember all the
Grandson.
riddles you used to tell me when I was so young.
You could tell she's like looking for like another exit. Like
Oh, you do remember.
grandson.
I can tell how happy you are to see me.
I don't know if I have any children. I'll be honest with you. Not legitimate at least. Grandson. That is. So you did this.
Oh yes, it was I. What?
And you say you remember the riddles I used to tell you.
Yes, I remember you had one about the dark, one about time. You know, the answer is always some sort of abstract, random concept.
So you wouldn't mind if I asked you and your group a riddle right now? You'd be totally to prove that you're my grandson after all.
Of course.
Oh, that's I've never met a Sphinx into riddles before.
If one of us solves it, does that mean that we're your grandson?
Well, you can work collaboratively.
So we're all your
Collective.
grandson.
So we're collectively your grandson.
You
I
misunderstand
understand.
my hospitality. I want to paralyze you with my magics and then leave.
My grandmother's also like that. Yeah,
yes.
I get it.
Thinking about
But
that.
just really big, heavy carb meals typically.
Yeah, my grandma used magic to paralyze me once and then left too.
You all are very interesting.
Why don't you just ask us
mortals.
as if you were meeting us for the first time in jail cells, first riddle that comes to you?
Yeah, the first riddle at the top of your brain.
She takes out the book that you at least recognize, Tony, and she flips through and she says, "Ah, yes. What is always in front of you but cannot be seen?"
I know this one. It's the future.
It's your nose, right?
You'd
It's your
think it would
nose.
be your nose.
It's your
Because you can't
nose.
see the bridge of your nose.
Yeah,
See?
like it's your nose.
You'd think it'd be your nose,
When I
but
was
it's the
watching the
future.
stream,
It's the future.
I knew what it was, but now I can't. My character, I don't know if he would know. So
It's the
It's
future.
got to be
character
your
knows.
nose.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. So you all, for like the briefest moment, like not even for like maybe a full second, you feel the effects of her magic kind of hit you, and like your body is like, "Oh no, I'm about to be paralyzed," and then and then Tony just says, "Oh yeah, it's the future," and immediately that goes away, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" And she takes out the book again and like flips through it. And she's like,
So I don't think it's the future though, because like clearly he can see the future. He answered this almost before you were done asking it. I think it's a bad riddle.
"Are you
Also,
saying
There
that he cheated?"
was a snake in the last room that could see the future.
Yeah, so I think we're not cheating. I think you're asking questions that don't make sense.
Can we get?
So I
that?
should ask
is a
more.
Now
you
that-
say.
What is a riddle but a question that doesn't really make sense if you think about it?
Is that a riddle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you
kinda.
paralyzed?
If you answer it correctly, we're your grandparents.
She quietly flips through her book for a little bit as you all sort of talk over each other, and she says, "If that one wasn't good enough, I will ask another."
No, it was fine. We did it. We beat your puzzle game. But I guess if you want to ask us one more, that's fine.
no.
She says, "Since you're all fond of questions, what is a question that you can never answer yes to?" And she shuts the book and goes, "See, that one wasn't that easy." She stuffs it back into her.
This one.
The magic does not wear off.
It was a totally valid answer. What is a question
That's
you can never say
Yep.
yes to?
What question can you never answer yes to?
What question can you never answer yes to?
really just any question that's not yes or no. I mean,
Like
anytime
so
you answer
many.
yes, you're like, oh, that just needs more context. It's not really a yes or no question. So
Yeah,
She,
even like
after
even
she
like
shuts
what's
the
your
book,
name?
she says, "Well, while you think about that, I'm going to continue. If you truly are my grandson, and if these adventurers are as clever
Am
as
I
they seem."
asleep?
Excuse me?
Are you asleep?
Is that your answer?
I'm not sure.
We've already gone over. It's not a one and done thing. You can say it.
that's a good one. Go for it. You may be my cousin as well. Crag is clearly my cousin.
Well, if I answer yes to it,
This family's so fucked.
I feel like if I answer yes to the follow-up question, it's not going to work.
She's standing there, like you could tell she was about to leave, but she's waiting, and she's like, "If you have an answer, if you have a guess at the riddle,
Okay.
otherwise
yeah,
I'm gonna go for my rounds. And
I
I'll be
think
back
that's
in a couple
that's
years.
my answer. Yes.
Are you asleep yet? Correct. That is a question that you can never answer yes to. Well, I mean, you could, but you'd be lying.
Yes.
And we all know that nobody lies, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Do
Grandma.
we?
Don't
don't
call
think I know
I
that.
really enjoyed this conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and activate my once per session ability to make everybody except for me forget this conversation. We watch my tongue burn away inside my mouth as it takes the reality of this bubble away from us, leaving only me with the answer to these two riddles.
Yeah, suddenly she shakes her head again and she looks down at the four of you and she says, "I've seen you before, right? In the prison?"
Yeah,
Oh,
you
and-
No,
did.
the first time.
You did, Grandma. Yeah.
Uh,
I knew it. She's our grandmother. You must be related to me as well.
Oh, you're one of the weird ones, right? You've already kind of lost your memories and everything like that. Yes, yes, little creature, I am your grandmother. Yes, whatever. It's great to see you again, briefly, without talking to you. But I have business to attend to. She like taps it. There's no watch, but she's like, I have places I need.
The small
to
sundial
be.
tattoo on her wrist. Do I get that same weird spiritual pull that I got last time?
Yes, actually, you feel for a second you can see almost like a flash of photographic memory, kind of. You see the moon, and very much like I believe it was Kegan's character who had the feeling before of looking at the perfectly carved moon. You feel like this thing that is watching over you is on the dark side of this moon. Okay. And this time, though, it doesn't necessarily feel like a good thing. It doesn't feel like a bad thing. It just feels neutral.
Okay.
Like this thing is just
aware.
Is just gazing at you. Yeah.
I get it.
But she again seems very confused by these small windows of time that she's losing. But also that that also kind of fits what you've seen from her about her sort of being a little weird. And she points to the door behind her and like gives you a thumbs up and then walks over to it and exits into room 60.
It's so rude that she keeps showing up and then just immediately leaving.
Yeah, who is she?
I think she's the Sphinx, and I think that she's his grandmother, maybe, but also now maybe all of our grandmother. I don't know.
God, is that how Sphinxes work?
Wasn't the reunion I was expecting, but I suppose I got what I wanted. All right, let's get out of here. I've been in here for literally weeks. It's terrible.
Yeah, we've been in here for a minute. Yeah, let's we're gonna go. She went into 60.
Yes.
So I guess we're headed towards 60 also, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. If you'd like. Also, I marked one stain for the combat and one for that conversation, even though you erased it from memories. It still happened.
Yeah.
So you're at 9 right now.
So
Oof.
stuff's about to get fun.
I'm gonna look down and realize, because you said that like we can see it, like
yeah, on some part of your body there's this desaturation kind of happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna look down and be somewhat appalled at this like weird grayscale that is overtaking me, and I'm gonna activate my once per session ability, and dance a wild and intricate dance to fling the stain from my body.
How much stain do you want to try to remove?
All 9 of it.
Yeah,
All
100% all of it. This is it's only can be called a dance because I'm moving my body. If the only qualification for being a dance is moving my body, it looks like I'm actually trying to just like fling it.
When I wrote this in my mind, I don't know if you've seen the OA Netflix series, but the dance they spend the entire first season trying to learn is 100% the mental image I have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so do you want to just make Kegan 1, Marc 2, me 3? There's no one else in the room, I guess. So it's just us.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then roll nine dice and tell us each how
Oh
much
my
stain
God.
we pick up.
Okay, at least
Oh
let
my
me
God.
find more than one. I don't need to roll one at a time. That's absurd.
This will be fun.
I'm sorry if I'm condemning you all to death.
No, I think we lose something on our character sheet, right? I'm glad we're getting to all get to do this at once except for you.
So it only matters. So if I rolled a 4, 5, or 6, it just flings into the air, or
Correct,
do you have
yeah.
to Okay, great.
If there were NPCs in the room, you would have assigned them numbers up through 6, and that would have been who.
Great.
It
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. 5 of them just fling into the air.
Nice.
There are 2 for number 2 and
That's-
1 for the other 2.
That's great because Marc is number 2, and he only has like 1 stain, or has no stain, only the stain we just got. So,
There.
so
The other
Kegan
2
and
of
I
you
each
get
got
1 each.
1, which is enough
Bringing
to
us
put
to
Kegan
10.
and I to 10.
Really
Nice.
hope we don't lose that chalk. That it's kind of important.
I
And
know-
I am not
and
carrying.
also we'll just keep Marc's character at the same amount because Marc's character's been here for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very possible that he, in exploring other parts of this dungeon, had found ways to remove or even gain extra stain through different processes. So, but those areas are a little bit away from this side of the dungeon. So yeah,
Am I hitting a race on?
as you guys are like walking towards area 60, Max's character starts flinging around like, oh, get this shit off me. And it's like hitting the ground, and when it hits the ground, you can see each of these like little globules of stain. They look like kind of like ink, you know, that kind of, it's like black, but it has that like purplish kind of hue to it. They're obviously like living creatures, these stains, and they immediately begin to like either seep in through cracks in the stonework or just like sliding away like little slugs. But some of them hit y'all, and as they do, you can feel the best way to describe it is that it kind of feels like that brain fog you have when you're like kind of burnt out, just like, not that you're forgetting something, it's just that thing just is like sort of surrounded by fog and inaccessible by your brain. You know it was there, at least until you lose everything, but you have no idea how to find it anymore. And you get to choose. That's kind of the best part about it, is you get to choose one thing from your character sheet to lose. It could be an ability. It could be, you know, like where you write your name. It could be, you know, whatever you would like it to be. I would suggest not erasing your health because that sounds deadly.
What
But
if
I'm gonna mark
What
out
if
my
I-
stain box.
I was gonna say that. God damn it, Tony.
I got there first. That seems.
What if I mark out my stain box? Is there an answer to this question?
well, I have your stain box over here, so
Oh, okay.
it is sadly
so it
stained.
wouldn't do anything for us from a metagame standpoint.
Yeah.
Great idea, us.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it
Real
needs to
proud
be
of us.
something we have taken. Well, shit.
If it was
What if you
if
just
it
mark
was
out
like
your
a
hits?
Yeah, if it was like a longer campaign, I would totally let you even erase abilities that you don't have.
Yes,
Just
blocking
to
them
kind of
off.
build that, you know, suspense of like, eventually I will have to erase something important to me. But considering this is like the last session of this little adventure, make it something fun.
So
Yeah,
if
I'm
we lose
erasing
an
my name.
ability, we still have the level, but we just have no ability for it.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
essentially, yeah.
I'm just gonna lose my. I'm gonna forget about my locket with a single lily petal pressed into it.
Yeah, items
It was,
count.
it was the core
anything like
component
that.
of who my character was, but now it's just forgotten and lost.
If you were to like choose, you know, because eventually you would have to choose like a stat. Essentially, what that would mean is if you were to have to make a saving throw or something with that stat, you would just automatically fail.
Yeah.
Is what it would be.
I have lost my name.
Ooh, you are becoming a rabbit.
I'm becoming a rabbit.
Have we forgotten his name also?
No, you'll remember a name, but it's not gonna. It's just,
Okay.
you know.
It's just a name that is no longer his.
It's just a word now.
I don't feel attached to it.
Cool. Yeah, we've head into room 60.
Yeah, and you'll also notice though that sort of desaturated spot wherever it is on your body has grown a bit. But yeah, you head into 60. You no longer see the Sphinx. Her almost as quickly as she was called into this room by magical affairs, she has left this room through magics of her own. But inside this room, you can see the door that would be to room 58, which would be like on your left as you came in. You see the elaborate sealed golden door. It's like the first you've seen a lot of wooden doors. You've seen the velvet curtains. This is the first time you've seen like this big, elaborate, like circular golden door that is emblazoned with the very much like your flask, with the symbol of the Sun King, denoting the entrance into the throne. It even says in Elven, like along around the circle, basically just that, like, welcome to the Sun King's throne. Only only members of the royal family may enter beyond this point. But in the center of the room, it's a rather sort of a clustered affair. There's like a bunch of, it looks like they kind of have used this as like a makeshift storage room, just putting things that people don't want in different corners, and those piles getting bigger and bigger. But in the center, what the room was used for originally, there is a very large kind of like bird cage. And sitting in the bird cage is this humanoid figure. It almost looks more like a zombie, like everything's all shriveled up and kind of gross looking, but obviously some sort of humanoid creature hunched over, and strapped to their face is this big, heavy steel mask with a keyhole in the front of it. And they're just sort of huddled over. There's like some chains kind of keeping them tied to the cage itself. And they're just kind of sitting there breathing like very slowly.
Been there.
What would you like to do?
I said I've been there.
It does not respond to you.
Wow, what a rude person. I'm gonna start looking through the stuff on the edges of the room.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Just roll me a luck test check.
Got a 2.
A 2. You find a couple of pieces of paper that seem useless, and you also find strangely enough, an old adventurer's pack from when somebody had slept here when they were adventuring, and had either forgotten it or had abandoned it for some reason and just left it here. And inside of it, there are 2 daggers.
Hey, if I see you pull out a dagger, I'll be like,
no.
hey.
I got you. I know exactly what you're thinking.
My head just like appears over your shoulder. Like, is that a stabbing knife? Is that what I see?
I like take it like, you know, by the blade, as if and like he's over my shoulder, so I like put it back like this, and I just whip it over at the guy in the bird cage.
Rude.
Yeah, it flies towards the cage and ricochets off the bars.
Then I
like
hand you the other one quickly to make sure that if anybody pays attention, it looks like it was you.
It makes a pretty kind of loud clanging noise, and the masked humanoid figure kind of jerks up a little bit, and you can see they look around, though you're not able to see their face beyond the mask, but they do look around, like they're alerted.
What if we unlocked his face?
Yeah, I could try.
I mean, I'll say this: I've never known a face to be locked up without good reason.
I mean,
That makes you think.
I was locked up when I woke up here.
I like walk over.
But was your face locked up?
I'm gonna walk over to the creature in the cage. Is it like I can reach it? I can like
when you get closer, the humanoid figure, it's a little bit, it's kind of the same size as that Death Knight was. So bigger, but not, like a giant like the King's Bard or anything like that. And the cage the bars are spread enough that you could like squeeze through pretty easily as a human.
great. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, get in the cage with him. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm small. I'm gonna just a cab. Get in the cage. This is fine. We're gonna. I have both my lock picking set. Can pick a lock. I also, I wrote this down, have an ornate key. It says to an unidentified chest, but it is a key that I do not know what it goes to. And so at the very least, I'm gonna be like, I wonder if this works, and maybe I can just use it to try and. But I guess I'll make soft cooing noises. Maybe I'll bring a a rabbit puppy with me and be like, "It's okay, my guy. Just look at the fluffy. I don't look at. I don't know. Touch the fluffy bunny or whatever." And I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay.
But also it's an
Um,
ability, so I think it just works. I
Yeah.
can lock pick.
The masked creature will definitely like gingerly take the rabbit dog from you and sort of hold it, and even sort of like it holds it almost like a bird, and like pets its big bunny cheeks, as you're able to kind of like reach up. And you can tell with even though you are a master lockpicker, this is a magical lock.
God damn it.
I love
Wizard.
how
The
every
key
lock
might
we've
work.
gotten to so far has been magical, totally no.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try the key because I'm like, I have no idea what this is. It's just in my pack. Just try it.
Okay. Yeah, you take the key out, and when you go to put it in, there is a bit of resistance. And then you push it a little harder and you hear like the first like
Oh.
clink as it goes in. And as it does, a memory is unlocked in your head. And you suddenly remember why you and the people around you were thrown down here, or possibly thrown down here. Because you were right when you woke up. It was your fault.
Oh, it's always my
You-
fault.
Somehow you had made a deal with someone, or you had stolen something from someone. The details are a little fuzzy at this point since you're down here in the abyss. But you had gotten this key from somebody very close to Aberdeen. This key, being one of the prized possessions, was punishable by death, but instead you were sent down here, which is maybe worse than death. Who knows? But as that memory is unlocked, the key hits the rest of the tumblers, and you're able to twist it. And as it does, you hear the mask sort of, like ching on the back. But instead of like the mask falling off and this creature giving you a big hug or anything like that, you understand that the creature itself was sort of like the protective measure for this place, and that only this key could unlock it. So instead of the creature being freed, the creature reverts to what would be its original form, and sort of like a cartoonish, light, shrinks it down to reveal a silver chain, a beautiful silver chain with a singular black diamond wrapped in this like what can only be described as moon silk. It is this beautiful white, like flowing, almost liquid that is like wrapped around this black diamond. And you have unlocked one of the artifacts that was secured down here by the royal family.
That was unexpected. I'm gonna. I'll just stand there and pick up the bunny and pick up the chain, I guess, and like weasel my way back out of the cage. Be like, guys, I don't know what happened. I haven't. I don't. I thought they would continue to exist. I don't. Chain looks really cool.
Did you turn that person into this?
Maybe. I also. It might be my fault that we're down. It doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. It's fine.
We
Look,
know
we
it's
should figure
your
out what
fault.
this chain is.
Yeah, that wasn't really a question.
I'm trying to make up for it with puppies, guys. I'm not.
Are you talking about my brothers and sisters?
Does that mean they're part of the royal family now? If she's our grandmother and the bunnies are your
Absolutely.
brothers, yeah. Okay, good, great, got it.
So that's the guy?
It's the guy now, I guess. I guess the guy is in here.
You know that old classic saying, you turn somebody into a black diamond necklace, you wear the necklace.
Oh, okay.
I've heard
I'll
that.
just like wrap the chain like gingerly around my neck. Being like, yeah, I totally know that. I've heard that phrase before, 100%.
When you put it on, you feel this cool energy sort of fill your body. And also, Marc, you with your divination sort of natural instincts, you suddenly realize that because they put on that necklace, you are actually related to them now. Wearing that
Here's the
necklace has
thing.
made them part of the royal family.
I erased divination. So
Never mind.
That's perfect.
None
Great.
of that happens.
It still happens. I don't care. That's great. Great.
of course, this is the connection. I knew that this would happen. You know, I used to be able to. I feel as though I could speak to my grandmother from far away, bring her to me whenever I needed to speak to her. Almost once a day I would use it, but now it seems as if it's gone. I don't know what's happened. And yet, you may have that power now.
So I guess now you can go through the doors, I guess?
I can try. I guess I'll try a door.
Yeah. You walk towards the entrance into the throne room, into room 81. And the door, it sort of acts like a non-Newtonian fluid. It doesn't open like a sliding door. It is like a living thing that pulls open into the shape of you, allowing you to step through.
It's the wall game.
So if you just like pick me up, you could just bring me through the door. I'm real small.
We can try that. I'm game.
Perfect. Run full speed.
Yeah, if you pick up the rabbit, one of the most powerful rabbit wizards in the world, you can step through.
You may be the heir to this entire palace now.
I'm gonna try to walk in behind them.
Aren't you like twice as tall?
I
as
am like
I am?
twice as tall as you. There is no
great, good.
way I'm fitting through that hole.
Max, do you allow them to come through?
Oh, do I get like a feeling? Like, is it just like, oh, I feel like I can?
You
Like,
gotta
my
take-
intention is for y'all to come with me. Great, yes. I'm gonna I'm gonna think small thoughts in your direction. Like as you're approaching the door, I'm like, yeah, you can fit. It's fine. You gotta think small thoughts. It'll be fine.
It's a bit of a squeeze, but if Max allows you to enter, you can enter.
Yeah, I get. I mean, it won't be the first time I've been down on all fours in this game, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god!
I get down on all fours like a little rabbit, and I come over and I kind of jump through the Max shaped hole.
Borba makes the doors slightly too small for everyone, so they have to bow as they enter.
It's been done before. And you all enter into the throne room, which you can immediately see the decadence of the throne room. This is the area for royalty, for the family, and for the King's Guard to exist and to live and to enjoy life, and not be punished like a lot of their constituents within the other areas of the dungeon. The shade of red that was laying over the treasury as you were going through it is replaced with the beautiful golden light. And the strange kind of even like haunting music that was like softly playing with that like drone and the bells is replaced by just this very soft like chorus that you can kind of hear. Except this time you can hear it coming from somewhere. It's not just around you. It feels like it is almost leading you through the throne room. It is coming from one room in particular.
Awesome.
Everybody else.
Am
wants
I
to go to
correct?
the
We have
music
gone
room.
into 81 now.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's so nice in here.
Yeah, like
Should we go in that direction? I feel like the music over there sounds cool.
I mean, I guess technically you are the boss.
Yes, if we meet anyone, just tell them to go away and we should be good.
I don't like hierarchical power structures, but okay. To the music.
The room that you find yourself in as you're kind of making your way further into it is a rather large chamber. And the stoneworked ground kind of dissolves into a thin layer of sand. And you can see, excuse me, it leads to this perfectly cylindrical pit in the room. And that this room was for people to royalty to come and enjoy combat. It is sort of like a small little gladiator arena, and it is very small. It looks like it's built for like one-on-one combat specifically, with just the people who can stand around the edge to watch. And down in the pit itself, there are like a few doors that people would be kept in, or like that's how they would enter if they weren't being like pushed in or something like that. And they all seem secured by chains at the moment.
I mean, we gotta let everyone out, right?
Let's make them fight.
I mean, here's the deal. Last time we let somebody out of something, they turned into a necklace.
And now I look fabulous.
It's true.
That's hard to argue.
Do we have? Is there like there is no way to get down? Like there's obviously no way to get out because that would defeat the purpose, and so it is just like jump down. Like how high is the pit?
I would say you would be able to jump down just fine. You're all adventurers. You could do it. Climbing up would be difficult, but it's like, soft sand at the bottom.
Thrag, I feel like this is your job. You're large. We can pull you up afterwards.
Yeah, sure. And I put one hand down on the edge of the drop and then leverage over. And so
Sweet. You drop in, and after you drop in, Max, you feel the necklace talking to you. But instead of talking to you with words, it just gives you a feeling, an emotion. It wants blood. It wants to see some fighting.
Hey, you should fight stuff down there.
Yes, brilliant.
I thought you wanted me to come down here and free these people.
Yeah, in a total 180 of what I just said. You should fight them. That sounds better. Doesn't that sound entertaining?
Like
That sounds fun to me.
all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're big. You're large. You're tough.
There's likely a prize of some sort.
Thrag is looking pretty Hagrid at this point in time. Like his mouth, his tongue has been burned out of his mouth twice. He snake bit himself once. He squares himself up, throws his giant iron sledgehammer over his shoulder. Because I guess if that's what we need to do, that's what we'll do.
I toss down my stabbing candelabra. Here, this will help.
Max, which door would you like to open? There are 4 of them down there. So
Are
we can
there
just call them
any-
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Are they like? Is there any differentiating features between them? Or are they all exactly the same?
The doors themselves look the same. The necklace wants you to open number 3.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with it now. Wow.
Right.
We are gonna die.
My new best friend.
Before I die, if
the
you're
man
out there
in the
watching
necklace.
right now, we are giving away a copy of Sun King's Palace. You can type in !King me if you're following the channel to get entered into a chance to win the copy. You said 3.
Yeah, 3 sounds great.
As you think it, your will be done. And the chain, almost like a snake, slithers free from the lock and kind of falls down into the sand. And the door opens into this black tunnel. And you hear the slithering voice of a creature say, is that a tasty heart beating within your chest? And slithering out from the dark tunnel is a rather long, many-legged lizard creature with a human face. And let's roll initiative.
Yeah, you should kill that.
That's a 5.
Lovely. What would you like to do, Tony?
I'm gonna run up towards it. I'm gonna, and then I'm running up. I've got the candelabra in one hand. I've got the sword, my giant iron hammer in the other. You see it kind of brace for impact, and then I step past it and I try to slam the candelabra down into its tail.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
I guess I should roll that dice. Huh? Yeah, it's a 19 plus 4. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
So I guess it'll take 1 point of damage, and it's got a candelabra stuck in its tail.
It does not seem too bothered by the 1 damage. But yeah, you stab it in through some of the scales on the tail. And as you do, you feel its tongue slap down like onto your shoulder. And it is going to try to bite you. So go ahead and make a defensive roll.
That's a 19.
Beautiful. Gotta go to my page. So the tongue, as it lands there, everything goes slow motion, and you're able to kind of, gladiator, Russell Crowe, spin as its human mouth opens up like a snake's jaw and tries to snap down on you and misses. The rest of you up around the rim, you may act if you want, but I mean, it's a pretty good spectacle right now. It's up to you.
I'm gonna wait till we see some blood before I do anything.
I'm gonna bring out my lantern and just make a little strobe light out of it. Just gonna do a good chant. Just
Okay. Respect.
yes, Kegan, yes.
Well, Tony,
Well, I'm sorry.
your companions are watching.
Chat asked me a question. Also, too. I was trying to pay attention to that. What horrible thing did Kegan just do to screw me over?
No,
I didn't
I
do
just
anything.
used my lantern.
We're just chilling.
Y'all
and
just
watching.
watching. Y'all just enjoying.
Yeah,
Great,
I'm giving
great.
you dramatic lighting.
No, it's great. I let go of the candelabra and I take my hammer and I drive it down on top of the candelabra, trying to spike this thing
Ooh.
into the ground.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
That is a 22.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, you bring the
Damn, Tony.
you bring the hammer down and hear this loud ka-choom as the candelabra stabs through the tail entirely, and you hear it go through the sand into the stone below. And the creature lets out this hiss, and this like green acidic kind of ichor goes flying out of its mouth and like hits the sand, sizzling. And the creature, since you're still right next to it, it doesn't really need to do anything too drastic. It's gonna try to bite you again. It
Okay.
says, "Give me your heart," and the tongue tries to wrap around your waist and pull you into its mouth.
Excellent. That sounds like fun. I'm looking at a 5 on the dice. I'm thinking that's not going to do it. I'm going to parry again. That's just a 9. I'm going to execute 1 use of my armor, and that's a nat fucking 20.
Okay. Through the will of the gods and all of your training, the tongue wraps around you and pulls you forward. And we'll say, like, what kind of armor do you have?
It's studded leather armor.
Studded leather. You're able to like Hercules yourself in the mouth of this thing before it pulls you all the way in, and give its tongue like a good kick to let you go, and you can fall back down into the sand unharmed. And at that point, the creature seems to be like clawing at its tail, like it will try to remove it so that it will be free from being pinned.
Interesting.
Those of you around the rim, still enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, this is
Lovely.
enjoyable. I'm having fun.
Just 4 brothers enjoying a show.
I'm gonna cast light, just to add to the strobe light show.
I'm gonna just like, oh, it would be really great if this room had better music. I know we had some music, but I really feel like just
one of the Skyrim combat songs starts playing.
yeah. Just, I know there was some that was drawing us here, but I feel like it's not cinematic enough.
Tony, your friends are assisting in.
Yeah, they're great. I've got my battle beat going in the background now.
Yeah.
I'm in the mode. There's some slight like almost dance maneuvers to the action
Yeah.
now.
Fuck him up, Thrag!
I am going to now take my large. That Nat 20. One of the great things about Nat 20 and Down We Go is it recharges one of your abilities. So I'm going to use Smite on this
Hell yeah.
beautiful person. Doing we see 3 stand snakes whip up out of the ground and one kind of pop out of my chest and bite at this thing.
Ooh. Wonderful. That same feeling that you had in the treasury about the room being afraid of snakes, you feel that even more so here in the throne room.
Yeah.
You even hear like the choir that is still sort of faintly pulsing into this room become haunting and almost terrified for a moment as the snakes lash out. And the necklace that you wear, Max, like screams inside your head. And it's just for the moment those snakes like appear and the one comes out of the chest, and then as soon as the ability ends and the damage has been done, it seems like the room is like, oh, okay, everything's fine again, everything's great. And the creature looks pretty bad after that. The snakes like are tearing scales and chunks out of this big thing, and in its desperation, it just takes its mini arms and yanks its tail off so it stays pinned to the ground and the body can roam free. And it is going to it's going to try to bite you again. It knows it's like, if I can just get you in my mouth, then you will be crushed.
Not the first time Thrag's heard that.
Yep. Got
Was that when he was on all fours before?
Got a 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a 10. Don't think that's going to work, so I'm going to use my last parry. Also, don't think that's going to work. I'm going to use my last use of armor. That is a 17.
Okay, 17 is good. Yeah. And you're all watching this. You can see that they are, I would say, struggling, but you could, like, they're putting their all into avoiding these bites that are like snapping down and hitting the sand. Sand's flying everywhere. Tony's rolling around and armor is getting torn off, and all of these things to avoid being snapped up in the jaws as this pulsating light and strobe lighting is happening. Do you have any more ambience to add, or do you think Tony's got it?
Yeah, are there like some torches we could get lit around here? Like, is there?
Maybe put your hand in front of him really fast to create kind of a strobe.
Yeah.
That's how this all started.
Yeah, that's what I did. The lantern. They're just like, some good. Hey, wizard, give us torch. I need a pyrotechnic halftime show,
I'm
please.
already casting light, but
I'll take out a flint and steel and just start trying to light a fire.
What about you, Mark? Are you enjoying the show?
I think I want to look around. I took contacts as my move, but I don't know who I would know. Maybe I would have just heard a rumor about this area of the dungeon or something.
This works like something you've heard in the past also, too. So it does not have to be in the moment.
Let me see for a second. That's a good something that wouldn't be obvious. Like, obviously the throne room is somewhere in here. You wouldn't need to be told that. I will say that let me confirm the room real quick before I give the wrong room number. You would know that where is it? Got too many rooms in this thing.
God, what a value. So many rooms. You can win your own copy by typing an !King Me, or you can go check it out and just get it directly at ttrpg.link /sunkinggame.
That's how you do it. Where is the freaking... Okay, you know that in room 89, if you're looking at the map at all, if you know that in room 89 is your grandmother's home, essentially. And that if she were to be anywhere, that's where she would be. And even if she's not there, that is the place that you could be the closest to her, to understanding your connection to her in some way.
Oh, all right.
But brilliant. Tony, it's looking pretty bad. You've beaten the crap out of this thing.
Yeah. I'm uh though it is monstrous, this thing has spoke to me, correct? Like it is
Yes.
it is an intelligent creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use intimidate on it to
Ooh.
make it cower in front of me.
Okay. Yeah. Does the cowering have anything? Is it just like, or is it purely narrative? The cowering?
I no, I mean that's up to you to decide what that does, but yes,
Yeah.
like essentially it usually scares it off. I'm imagining we're in an
Yeah.
enclosed space that is not that it cannot do anything other than probably run to the opposite side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. How do you intimidate it? Like, what's your tactic?
Like I take my like hammer and like hit it on my shield and just like yell and point at it as if I'm about to strike a killing blow.
Okay.
But I don't. I mean, as much as I ripped this thing's tail off, it's alive and aware, and I'd much rather find out what it knows than just kill
Okay.
it. And so,
Yeah. For
this,
sure.
this is
Yes,
essentially me trying to break off combat if
Yeah.
possible.
I dig it. I dig it. So you all see Tony after dodging all these attacks, sacrificing so many things to not be swallowed, stop and give probably the same sort of intimidation that you've seen them use before, like the war cry, slamming the big clanging hammer on the shield. And it sort of drowns out even the music that you've called into the room.
It's like a
For
giant cymbal crash, just to
yeah.
crescendo it out.
And for a moment, everything kind of just goes quiet, and it's just this war cry. And the creature itself, it looks at you, not necessarily scared, but um, like it understands maybe in this moment for the first time that like you could actually you could kill me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I've been alive for who knows how long. I don't want to die. And it backs up sort of halfway into its tunnel, so the shadows kind of wrap around up to like where its shoulders, the lizard's shoulders would be, and just like the human head is sticking out. And it looks at you and it says, "You are a strange mortal. I have never faced someone as fierce as you."
Well, I mean, you don't have to say all that. I like pick his tail up off the ground. I like toss it back over. I'm like, you did pretty good yourself.
I almost had you there.
I
feel.
was scared more than once. If it wasn't for that armor, you would have gotten a few good hits. Is that enough blood? Do we need more blood? Are we okay on blood for a minute?
Just like poke the tail a little bit.
Could you squeeze some of the blood out of your tail since I tossed it
Thank
back
you.
over to you?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
appreciate you.
Nice.
Why are you here? Like, I came in here originally to let people out, but then apparently, more importantly, to get some blood out as part of the process. But what caused you to come to be here?
I was captured from my world by the prince of this palace and kept here for his and others' entertainment.
Do you think
I am
princes are
Nagazi. I am the eater of monsters.
Interesting. I gotta know. Best monster you ever eaten?
Best. Probably a dragon heart. Dragon hearts are very tasty.
Yeah, you seem to really like the heart.
The heart holds many mysteries within it.
That's what
I could teach you the ways.
the way, like a recipe.
I could teach you the ways of monster hearts, how to gain their power from consuming them.
Knowing how you wrote this book, I just am so curious whether this is somebody asked you a question about monster hearts leading up to this, or this is just pure bats rifting. One of the two. Either way, I'm totally excited for it. I mean, I won't say I haven't eaten a monster heart before, but I didn't really notice anything different because of it. If you get a secret, I'm interested.
Of course. But you must understand, in order for me to be able to pass these powers on, I must have sustenance. I must have an example to be made in front of you so that you may learn.
Right.
Can we hear this conversation? This isn't like
Yeah,
a
you can
like
hear
a
it. Yeah.
secret. When they say that, I'll just like will the other 3 doors to open.
Such a bad idea.
Oh God. In one of the doors, as it opens, you see a tiger that has been stained blue, so it is like blue with black stripes. And instead of like walking on its paws, it's sort of like just it walks on its paws, but instead of like walking on the ground, it sort of walks through the air ever so slightly, like it can just kind of step up as it will. But it very slowly gets up from the ground and then steps up just out of its door and looks around. It seems very tired and hungry. And the other 2 doors have nothing in the middle.
Oh, thank God.
Well, that's sad. You don't have to eat its heart, but
All right, so we got one back to back. How do we do this?
The creature will say, "Allow me. You've proven yourself enough. Now let me prove myself." And with lightning speed, it like lunges out of the darkness, tongue kind of stretching out, and wraps it around the tiger. And sort of in the darkness of the tunnel where you can only hear it and can't see it, it defeats its prey. And then just this rather large, stained blue as well heart rolls out across the sand at your feet. And then the creature kind of slithers back over to you and says, "Pick it up."
I pick it up. Can I rinse it off? Is that okay? Like, there's a lot of sand here.
you don't have any liquid. You put poison in your flask.
Damn it. Did I not write water down also? Damn it.
You could put some red peppers on it too if you like. I don't mind.
All right, I put some red peppers on it. All right. So what do I do? I just get in there.
You need to access the hidden stomach that is within all creatures. You have a hidden stomach, I assume.
I assume. I mean, it's hidden, so who knows? I want to do this. What type of roll should I be making to access my hidden stomach, or do you want me to tell you how I access my hidden stomach?
The creature says, "Close your eyes
That seems like
and
a horrible
imagine
idea.
that you yourself are a tiger, and you are very, very hungry. Let your mind become primal and animalistic, like it had been millions upon millions of years ago, and then consume."
All right, close my eyes. The second you see Thrag there, you see like some of you see the like. You see an affect come over Thrag as he just gets down on this dirty sandy blue
He
heart.
gets down on all 4s again.
Gets down on all 4s.
Third time.
Gets down on all 4s, and he just goes to town on this dirty sandy blue heart.
And it to you it tastes amazing. It tastes like the best steak you've ever had. And after you are finished and you're there's like this blue ink kind of running down your chin, you see along your arm a tiger stripe sort of come into existence. And the creature sort of wraps its body kind of around you like excitedly, and it says, "You've done it. You now hold the power of a tiger inside you." And what that means is that, much like your other abilities, except this one will be once per day, you can sort of perform like a tiger pounce, tackling a creature or a person or even an object, I suppose, to the ground, and then make a free attack, biting it.
I love it. I'm just gonna add that to my custom ability right now, even though it's just once per day.
So just to point it out, when we got attacked by those gold things, he did have 1 gold arm already, so I'm assuming this is 1 gold arm, 1 tiger arm.
He's looking very spectacular, to say the least.
really,
and I didn't
think
have
you've
any
had the-
sleeves on my shirt, so they are in full display. Like,
yeah, I think you've had
Got
the
the
biggest
muscle shirt.
change of any of us since we came in.
and
Well,
I've-
you're a
and-
rabbit.
and I've just got blue.
I've always been a rabbit.
And I just got that the blue blood
Yeah.
running down my chest.
And the creature again excitedly says, "Gather hearts, and if you bring them here, you can eat them and gain their power. You can become as strong as any creature that you face, and even stronger."
And if I got extras, you in?
Yeah, of course, I'm always in for a little heart.
The image of the tiny, like presumably salamander hand.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, like, I wish I could be more help. Like, I offer to sew this guy's tail back on, if he wants.
Oh, it will grow back.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Excellent. Well then, I'll just hold on to this. Take it away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put it in your inventory. Yeah. Big old lizard tail.
But are you good here?
Oh, I mean, now that I'm freed, unless I am wheeled back into my cage, I can remain here.
Okay, cool. You're good.
Don't really
Yeah,
have any place to be.
Excellent. Well, I think we're gonna go. Can I get a hand up here?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. I'm gonna just cast wall under you and lift you.
Very Superman-ish, right up to the top. Cool. Hey, I don't know how you guys are doing. I'm exhausted. Been a lot today. I need to eat something. I need to sleep.
You literally
Y'all
just
just
ate the
watched you
whole
eat.
heart.
Right. But that was spiritual nourishment. I need physical sustenance.
This is going to involve you getting down on all fours again, isn't it?
I mean, I'm not picky.
We get maybe. I'm sure we're safe here, right? You're suggesting we sleep,
that's
right?
true.
You're a sleepy guy. I'm also sleepy with my
I'm
exhausted by
suggesting at
newfound
some point
power.
soon we sleep. I'm very tired.
Yes.
I'm feeling great still.
You've done well, brother. First, you answered the unanswerable riddle, and now this. It's clear. We're all heirs of the Sphinx. Probably just you two. I don't know about the rabbit. And anyways, yes, we're probably fine here. If we think it's dangerous, we can also just hide in one of the cells as well.
Yeah, we can keep pressing a little bit further. I'm just letting everybody. I need to sleep soon. I'm very tired.
We can sleep right here. I can sleep. I can do the sleep.
Cool. We're gonna set up a little cooking fire.
I
gonna cook this guy's tail.
Yeah, I want
For
I want a
everybody.
tail steak.
Oh gosh.
Some
I
tail
should
steak.
probably take a form that's not, vegetarian. So I'm gonna chow down on one of my polymorph cookies, and I'm gonna take feeling real. Having just seen this lizard, I'm gonna take the form of a giant snake instead.
Or no.
I'm gonna pick up Sir Doggington. Wait, what did I name him? I'm gonna pick
Cujo,
up
I think.
Sir Dog Bunny,
Cujo.
Sir Cujotin the Fourth. Which now we have the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. Like we have all the,
Yeah.
And I was also gonna rip. I'm gonna slice him open and rip out his heart.
I know they smell bad on the outside.
And we'll cook this one. But then you see me while I'm staring into the flames. Close my eyes.
I'm going to scoop
Yeah.
up the other 5 in my rag skirt and just be like,
Woof.
no,
Woof, woof.
I'm gonna go stand in the corner
Woof.
with all of them.
We created a monster.
And I'm gonna
You
pop.
created
I'm
a
gonna pop that,
horrible monster.
I'm gonna pop that little heart in my mouth and see if anything happens.
Yeah, you devour it, and you feel like once per day you can get a brief burst of speed.
Okay.
I hope
Wait.
that was worth it, Thrag.
I mean, we can always make more.
There's also there's a snake now.
Oh yeah. If we were eating meat, I thought it felt weird to eat meat as a rabbit.
No,
I'm
I
just
got you.
saying
It's
you
also
have a
it also
beast
would be
heart now,
weird to
and you-
eat another rabbit as a rabbit. And as I put Sir Kujotun's body on the
Yeah, I wasn't
the,
sure I
you
could
know,
abide by the cannibalism.
No.
This is why people are vegans
Because of this
because
freaky
of this
shit.
stream. It worked its way backwards through time. The great and ethical understanding around the consumption of living creatures. Yeah, we eat. Yeah, do we want to do we want to take a guardy thing? Do we want to anybody gonna stay? I'm going to sleep. I'll wake up early if y'all want.
I am not falling asleep before you because of the pups.
Oh, I think it only works once.
As you say that, the salamander creature is like, that's not necessarily true.
Oh yeah, keep those over there.
The second you fall asleep, I just roll you over the edge into the pit, and then I fall asleep. You can sleep in the sand with your new friends.
We should make a fire. Like we already were making one with flint earlier, right? We can make
Yeah,
a
we
campfire or
cooked. Yeah,
something.
we cooked the lizard tail and the rabbit
Oh,
over
yeah.
the flames. So
Then I'll go to sleep as well.
Yeah,
Is it so everybody's gonna take a rest after the monster heart eater goes to sleep, of course.
Yeah.
yeah. Then I feel
Awesome.
fine.
Let me roll.
I like how
for
it's like,
random
are we
endurance.
going to keep a watch? And then y'all were like, no, you just go to bed. Don't worry about it. And then y'all totally proceeded to not do what I proposed.
Yeah. No, it'd be dumb to take a watch.
We're fine.
So you all lay down to have your sleep, and you all dream of the full moon. You dream of it closer to the earth than it has ever been before. Closer than a supermoon. Closer than even in Majora's Mask when you look up in the sky and it's like really super close. It feels so close. And you dream of it rotating. But instead of, how it normally would work where like, the light shines on it. So no matter how it rotates, you always see light on the face of it. The light rotates as well until it is a half moon. And then it is entirely engulfed in darkness. And you can hear breathing coming from the dark side of the moon. And you can see faintly in that darkness a face. And at first it looks like a human face, but then you notice it has far too many eyes. And it is almost machine, maybe? I think the best way that I've described it to other people is it kind of looks like the damaged Evangelion when it has like the bandages wrapped all over its face and you can see its eye and it's bleeding. It looks like that. In my opinion, a rather horrifying image, and it is smiling a huge, sinister grin at you as it breathes through the gaps in its teeth. And then you awaken. You're unsure how much time has passed because there is no sun in the abyss, and only this natural light that seems to fill each of the rooms that you've been through. But you notice that there's another person here. Jimmy's back. And Jimmy's character is sitting there, cross-legged by the fire, and is like, hello, friends.
But if you're here, how are you here?
Ha, that's
What?
funny.
How can I get another help up?
Mm,
Oh, you in the hole again. Haha. Funny.
I have a lot of questions, but I'll get you out of the hole first.
I have question 2.
Something seems off.
As you wall me up, I go, "Oh, Zermac, it's so good to see you again. We missed you. I was worried.
Oh, haha.
Give me a big hug as you always did when we would greet."
Oh, you funny. And they walk towards you with this big smile on their face.
I go to give him a hug.
He hugs you. He says, haha, this is fun.
Where did you end up?
Hold on one second. I have to take a short.
Let's take a short
little
5-minute break then. This is a great Zermac's reappearance. The whole crew back together.
I hope he's watching right now.
Great moment to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back in just a few minutes to keep on playing. Down we go in the Sun King's palace. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit !King me to get entered into a chance to win your very own copy. We'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. You might be out there right now thinking, Tony, why didn't you tell us what streams are coming up this week during the break? There are a couple reasons for that, but one, we don't have a lot of streams coming up this week. We've got I have the High Ground on Tuesday with Jess, which is a dueling game inspired by all your favorite sexy duels of history. Jess and I are going to be playing. I'm very excited about that. On Tuesday, and then we're going to be just taking the rest of the week off. There's a lot going on here in Plus One World. We'll talk to y'all live about that in a couple of weeks, but in 2 weeks, we're just going to be headed to Gen Con. So we're mostly just getting ready for that this week. But that's not why you came here today. You came here today to hear us walk around inside of a giant's palace. That's Sun King's palace, and other fun wordplay things that I could say later, and play some games with Bats. Bats, why don't you take us back in to our completely normal friend, Marc, having just showed back up.
Yeah, and he's sitting there. He just gave you a hug, and I believe he said something like, "Haha, you're so funny."
I am. I'm hilarious.
And he's smiling much too big.
Are you hungry?
Definitely noticed that.
Is that why you're showing us your teeth?
Oh, you're so funny. I just like smile. Ing.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen you smile before.
Shall we go further into dungeon?
Hey, could you do me a favor? On the other end of the wall over there, I left something. Could you grab it for me? It's just so hard to slither over there.
Haha, you so funny. And he walks to the
I dropped the wall.
Oh, that was a prank. Haha.
I've done my piece now.
He's literally standing at the bottom, like up against, the curve of the wall, just looking straight up, smiling.
Hey, snake friend behind door number 3, or lizard friend behind door number 3.
I think it has a heart, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he's yours.
The snake creature says, "I don't eat these things.
Oh, do you know what this is?
Yeah, what are
They
they?
taste like rubber." Well, it's hard to say. what they are, but I guess the easiest thing to call them is some form of doppelganger. But doppelgangers are usually much more dangerous. This is just, it's you, but different.
It's not me.
No, but generally speaking,
Mhm.
the abyss just kind of does this.
Usually they're me.
Yeah. Like this person probably exists somewhere within the abyss at this point. This is them, but different.
Oh.
Ha ha ha.
I don't like the sound of its laughs.
I mean, can we just leave him here with you for right now? Can you take care of this, or should we get rid of him for you?
I would prefer not. I don't. They're very unnerving.
You can handle this.
Hey, hey, Borba, could you just like open a cage down there?
Yeah. No, they're all open. If we can just get, hey friend, the thing he needed was in that
Cage 4. Yeah.
cage 4 over there. Whatever.
Oh, okay. And he walks. And as he's walking, he keeps looking up at you until he walks into the cage.
It's so
Great.
weird.
It's dark in here.
I will will it closed and locked.
The chains wrap back around it, and you see he puts his face like up against the bars and says, "Ha ha ha! It's dark."
I don't like it. I don't enjoy this.
Just stay there, be as quiet as possible. Otherwise,
The thing in the dark will get you.
yeah.
Oh, you.
Okay, I'm not gonna think too much about this. Let's go.
Yes.
Deeply upsetting. Let's
Bye,
just-
friend.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we going from here?
You have permission to kill whatever of me does that at any point.
I think the next room over is probably where we want to head.
We're just not. gonna
And
head
there
over
is
there.
only, unless you want to backtrack, there is only one room that is connected to this one, and it is 82. And unlike the like kind of non-Newtonian fluid of the entrance to the throne, the only thing separating this room from the next one, oh god, excuse me, is a glittering golden curtain. Let's see.
The second curtain I've had to walk through. Hopefully, I don't get lost in this one.
Yeah, this one does not seem nearly as deep and infinite. It opens up into this, kind of like the room that secured the World Snake. This room is very cyberpunkish, very high tech, sort of showing the technology of these giants and the people that kind of followed them and their children and things like that. And the whole room seems to be built around the maintenance of this large glass and stone machine. That's the best way to describe it. It's about the size of like a human, so it's like roughly 6 feet tall and kind of narrow. The tubes are all kind of wrapping around it. Smoke and liquid are like pumping through the tubes. And the stone is sort of more like casing around different parts of the glass itself. And at the moment, kind of looking at the different thing wrong. Something is malfunctioning here. What that might mean for you or what that might lead to, who knows? But there is something going on here that is like worsening over time.
Look, they may not be computer wizards, but I do have two of the best wizards around with me, and you're only a computer short of a computer wizard at that point in time.
Yes,
Look, a computer.
I turned to Borba. The necklace that you've been given, it grants you knowledge of this place. I feel you may be the only one to understand this contraption.
I don't have fingers.
I have a question
Then-
before you proceed. Just for curiosity's sake, who was the last person to enter the room?
Well, I was first, so I don't know.
And I was definitely writing on you as I have been.
Historically, I've been taking point.